James Webb Space Telescope has hardly opened its eyes, and the universe is new, more mysterious, more beautiful than humanity's dreams.
The latest finding made by the James Webb Space Telescope, the most sophisticated telescope ever built, has once again taken the world by surprise. This time, the public's interest has been piqued by a considerably more intriguing, and maybe unsettling, find rather than by far-off nebulae or the birth of new stars. The exoplanet Proxima Centauri B, which orbits Proxima Centauri, our nearest star neighbor, features lights that resemble cities, as seen by the telescope. If this finding turns out to be artificial illumination, it has the potential to completely change our concept of life as we know it and challenge many long-held beliefs about where we fit into the universe. Such a discovery has enormous ramifications that go far beyond astronomy and into the fields of philosophy, technology, and even geopolitics. Please click the like and subscribe icons before we begin for more exclusive news. An exoplanet called Proxima Centauri B, or simply Proxima B, is situated 4.24 light-years away from Earth. This rocky planet is located in its parent star's habitable zone, which means that liquid water might potentially exist on its surface. Because Proxima B resembles Earth, scientists have conjectured that it may be home to life ever since it was discovered in 2016. However, the question remained mainly hypothetical. But the latest findings by James Webb have given this idea a concrete, if unusual, new perspective. With its advanced infrared detection capabilities, the James Webb Telescope was able to take pictures of what appears to be a regular pattern of illumination on Proxima B's dark side. The lights don't seem to be randomly arranged. Instead, they seem to be arranged in a structured grid pattern that is reminiscent of Earth's city lights as seen from space. Concerns over the nature of the light source were immediately raised by this discovery. Is it a product of nature, or is it proof of man-made technology? If it is artificial, that would indicate the existence of a highly developed society that could create and maintain intricate infrastructure, possibly even on par with our own. It's exciting and unnerving to consider the idea that these lights are fake. There appears to be some organization and purpose behind the lights because of the organized quality of the lighting. Quality is not usually connected to atmospheric or geological phenomena that occur naturally. The grid-like pattern and enduring illumination that James Webb saw could not be explained by any of the natural phenomena that have been proposed, including volcanic activity, lightning storms, or bioluminescence. For instance, volcanic explosions could not maintain the same intensity throughout time and would result in erratic light patterns. Bioluminescence on a planetary scale is an intriguing concept, but given our current understanding of biology, it would require an extraordinary abundance of life forms across the planet, all emitting light simultaneously in a structured way. This is unlikely given that lightning is typically brief and sporadic. Consequently, the most likely explanation that still holds is that these lights are artificial, maybe coming from a civilization that has harnessed energy in a manner similar to how human technology has advanced. The finding on Proxima B would be the first in history where possible evidence of an extraterrestrial civilization has been detected by humans, provided that it is verified as city lights. This would imply that highly technological cultures are not as rare as some theories have suggested, and it would also show that we are not alone in the cosmos. It would refute the Fermi paradox, which asks why, given the abundance of planets that may harbor life, we have not yet detected any indications of extraterrestrial intelligence. The apparent discovery of artificial lights on Proxima B may indicate that sentient civilizations are, in fact, abound throughout the galaxy, and the reason we haven't heard from or detected any of them up to this point may be due to technical difficulties with our observational techniques rather than a genuine dearth of alien society. There are significant ramifications for astrobiology. Up until now, scientists have mostly concentrated on looking for microscopic or rudimentary forms of alien life since they believe the chances of discovering advanced civilizations are low. The apparent brightness of Proxima B could make one reconsider that position. That would imply that the planet residing next to us in the universe is inhabited by intelligent life-forming entities, which begs the issue of how many other neighboring stars have planets exhibiting comparable indications of intelligence. This finding may lead to a more focused search for technosignatures or proof of technology developed by alien intelligences on additional neighboring exoplanets. This breakthrough may also significantly alter our perception of the progress we have made in terms of technology and society. It might be both encouraging and concerning if an extraterrestrial culture had attained a level of technical proficiency comparable to, or possibly even higher than, our own. The possibility that another culture may independently create artificial lighting and planetary-scale infrastructure raises the possibility that the evolutionary route leading to modern civilization is not as singular as we previously believed. Significant ramifications would also follow for the so-called Great Filter hypothesis, which postulates that civilizations may either self-destruct or face impassable obstacles before reaching interstellar status. A civilization on Proxima may have escaped the traps that may cause society to collapse, suggesting that existential dangers like these are not always unavoidable. The possible finding of artificial lights on Proxima B may raise significant philosophical and cultural issues in addition to scientific ones. Existential discussions concerning our role in the universe and whether or not we are alone have dominated human history. A definite response to one of humanity's oldest issues would come from the confirmation of an intelligent extraterrestrial culture, and it would also lead to a reevaluation of our own cultural narratives and religious beliefs. The finding may help foster a greater understanding of our common humanity by highlighting the fact that, in a world abundant with life, we are all only occupants of one little planet. The identification of these lights may also significantly alter the goals and areas of concentration for space exploration initiatives. If there's even a remote possibility that these lights are man-made, it would be hard to argue against investing additional funds in further investigating Proxima B and its surroundings. The development of new technology for interstellar travel or the sending of probes that can reach Proxima Centauri within a human lifetime might be prioritized. Increased interest in initiatives like Breakthrough Starshot, which aims to deploy tiny light-propelled probes to the Alpha Centauri system, may also result from this revelation. Indeed, the importance of a direct exploration trip may potentially eclipse that of Mars settlement as the next big challenge for human space endeavors. From a technological point of view, seeing lights on Proxima B may also assist focus efforts on finding certain technologies that the postulated civilization may employ. Researchers might start looking for electromagnetic radiation, such as radio waves or laser transmission, that could come from a culture with advanced technology. The finding may potentially have an impact on telescope designs in the future, leading to the creation of tools meant to look for indications of human habitation or energy use on far-off planets. But the finding also begs concerns about the dangers of communicating with a civilization that may be highly developed. Some scientists and intellectuals have been warning us for decades not to publicly announce our presence to the cosmos out of concern that we would not benefit from a meeting with a better developed civilization. It's possible that the lights on Proxima B already know we're here if they come from an advanced society. It's unnerving to think that, only a few light years away, aliens may be observing us. It may lead us to become more circumspect in our quest for alien intelligence, preferring to observe from a distance rather than announce our existence to the universe. There are even more possible consequences that relate to moral and practical issues. The discovery of intelligent life on Proxima B may compel national and international organizations to set up procedures for communicating with alien societies. These guidelines would have to cover the ethical issues of cultural intrusion and contamination in addition to the scientific and diplomatic elements of making contact. In the event that Proxima B is inhabited, we must think about how our actions would affect their culture and if it is morally or practically appropriate to make direct contact. With the goal of comprehending the biological and cultural facets of extraterrestrial life, the expanding science of xenobiology may find itself at the center of these debates. Furthermore, the finding may pique interest in space colonization and the advancement of technology that would make it possible for people to settle on other planets. It may now seem more feasible, or perhaps necessary, than ever to become a multiplanetary species in light of the discovery of a neighboring exoplanet exhibiting evidence of sophisticated life. The need to come up with a backup plan for mankind may grow, especially in light of persistent problems like resource depletion, climate change, and geopolitical unrest on Earth. A plausible theory that an intelligent civilization exists just a few light years from Earth might spur space travel and off-world living practices research. The discovery of man-made lights on Proxima B may also force scientists to reevaluate their current hypotheses about the formation and evolution of planets. If intelligent life exists on other planets, it might indicate that civilizations on other worlds formed sooner than previously believed or under different conditions than on Earth. The conventional Earth-centric concept of life formation, which holds that sophisticated life forms after a protracted and stable geological past, would be called into question by this revelation. The apparent evidence of civilization on Proxima B suggests that, under the right circumstances, life may emerge quickly even on worlds with hostile or unstable surroundings. Furthermore, the idea of planetary stewardship and sustainability may be significantly impacted by the discovery of a civilization on Proxima B. If this society has persisted for a long time, it suggests that, in spite of their difficult surroundings, they have managed to strike a steady balance between ecological preservation and technological advancement. This might offer insightful information on how humans can handle problems like environmental preservation, sustainable energy, and resource management on Earth. A civilization on Proxima B may provide as an example or case study of how sentient entities could accomplish long-term planetary sustainability in environments very different from Earth's. Additionally, it's possible that Proxima B's civilization is significantly more developed than our own, with knowledge and technology that might be hundreds or even millennia ahead of us. In the event that the lights are artificial, methods or energy sources that are currently unknown to science may be employed by the technology to produce this kind of organized illumination around the world. This creates the exciting possibility that, should contact be made, mankind may eventually learn from this civilization. Knowledge sharing has the potential to spur technical advancements on Earth, resulting in innovations in fields like artificial intelligence, space exploration, energy production, and even medicine. However, there are serious practical and ethical issues with this potential as well. Humanity would have to consider who should have access to such information and how it should be utilized if it were to obtain advanced technology from an extraterrestrial culture. Sharing technical knowledge across civilizations may have certain hazards, especially if such technology has the potential to be weaponized or used maliciously. In such a scenario, humanity would have to proceed cautiously and make sure that any information acquired is applied for the good of all and not abused for personal advantage or financial gain by a small number of people. Discussions concerning intellectual property, government, and the rights of alien beings would surely result from the circumstances. The possibility of extraterrestrial civilization having an impact on culture is another factor to take into account. A major cultural upheaval on Earth may result from the finding of city-like lights on Proxima B and the subsequent confirmation of an intelligent life. Themes pertaining to alien life and our growing knowledge of another society may find their way into human art, literature, music, and even language. This shift in culture may contribute to humanity's unification through a common understanding of our role in a greater cosmic community. New ways of thinking and living might result from it, inspiring a new cultural renaissance fueled by the discovery's interest and inspiration. On the other hand, cultural influences may also cause conflicts and splits, especially if several tribes have different ideas about how to communicate with the alien society. While some may argue for caution and seclusion, others could favor quick communication and collaboration. Social unrest may also result from the establishment of new philosophical or religious movements that are predicated on the possibility of alien life. The question of how the religious and cultural practices of the Proxima B civilization may interact with human beliefs would emerge if it had any, perhaps leading to difficult moral conundrums about the preservation and interchange of cultural traditions. Not only would the finding of artificial lights on Proxima B spark intellectual and cultural debates, but it would also have real-world ramifications for space policy and international relations. The possibility of coming across an extraterrestrial society might incentivize nations to collaborate more closely on space research. It is possible that institutions like the United Nations will play a bigger role in overseeing space exploration activities and making sure that no nation or organization has excessive influence over the process of making decisions about alien life. Nations may come together in response to the lights on Proxima B, pooling their resources and knowledge to further our understanding of the cosmos and our role in it. The discovery of these lights may potentially have an impact on the laws governing space travel and alien studies. International space law is still in its infancy at the moment, and there aren't many established rules for dealing with extraterrestrial life findings. The presence of lights on Proxima B may expedite the formulation of agreements and regulations intended to safeguard alien habitats, create communication channels, and handle any potential legal ramifications of extraterrestrial encounters. For example, there would be worries about contamination in both directions if we sent a probe to Proxima B. In addition to trying to keep potentially dangerous microorganisms or other items from Earth out of the environment, we would want to protect any living things that are already here. It is impossible to rule out the idea that Proxima B civilization is actively looking for life, and that the lights James Webb saw were a part of an intentional effort to indicate or connect with other sentient species. If this is the case, it may mean that they share our curiosity for the cosmos. The lights might be a type of cosmic lighthouse meant to draw in visitors from other planets. If this theory is correct, it means that neither long-range communication nor interstellar travel have been accomplished by them yet. This might indicate that Proxima B's culture and humans are traveling in comparable technological directions, raising the possibility of meaningful communication in the near future. Even if the lights are artificial, their very nature may reveal something about the civilization's aesthetic and cultural ideals. For instance, distinct lighting patterns and intensities may denote various applications, such as residential neighborhoods, commercial buildings, or even historical sites. These lights could be a reflection of various energy sources or technologies if they show distinct hues or spectral characteristics. By carefully examining these patterns, scientists may be able to deduce information about the civilization's energy usage, level of technical advancement, and maybe even social structure. Furthermore, the finding could stimulate the development of fresh scientific theories explaining how astronomically large civilizations interact with their surroundings. Human activity on Earth leaves a range of signs, from artificial light pollution to changes in the atmosphere brought on by industrial pollutants. The discovery of lights resembling cities on Proxima B could prompt researchers to look at novel forms of technosignatures in their quest to find extraterrestrial life. This might result in the creation of novel observational methods intended to detect technological or infrastructural indicators on far-off planets, including energy beams, man-made satellites, or even megastructures like Dyson spheres. In the event that the lights turn out to be artificial, scientists may be prompted to consider how cosmic time has influenced civilizations across time. For what duration are the lights in place? For what duration will they be under observation? The presence of lights may indicate that we are observing a civilization at a particular point in its evolution. This may contribute to a better comprehension of the civilization life cycle and provide light on whether technology societies have a tendency to endure or disintegrate over time. The long-term existence of mankind may depend on this information, as it may indicate trends or warning indicators linked to the collapse or disintegration of technologically sophisticated society. The finding of lights resembling cities on Proxima B has the potential to transform our comprehension of planetary systems as interdependent networks instead of standalone entities. It might suggest that planetary systems in the galaxy are not as autonomous as previously believed if intelligent life can live so close to our solar system. Space may be the site of intricate interactions and impacts, with civilizations perhaps exchanging resources, communicating across star systems, or even traveling. This idea, which proposes a cosmic web of communities that interact and grow together, has the potential to broaden our understanding of life as we know it. Scientifically speaking, the finding could encourage a closer examination of stellar environs and how planetary habitability is impacted by them. If Proxima b harbors life, it would refute existing theories that claim red dwarf stars are too unstable for life to exist and demonstrate that even planets around active stars are capable of harboring civilizations. This might lead to a flurry of additional planetary discoveries when researchers review other exoplanetary systems containing red dwarf stars, the most prevalent kind of star in the Milky Way. If life is able to flourish in such environments, it may indicate that advanced civilizations are significantly more common than previously believed. Additionally, the finding on Proxima b may lead to a dramatic change in the course of crucial physics and cosmology. The nature of dark matter, dark energy, and the universe's expansion have been the main topics of scientific discussion for many years. Should the existence of an advanced civilization on Proxima b be verified, it may imply that these entities have evolved a physics beyond our current comprehension. This suggests that there could be other answers to some of the greatest riddles in the universe, answers that might be based on or motivated by a completely new comprehension of the rules of physics created by an alien society. Long-term information exchanges with such a civilization might result in profound discoveries that advance our understanding of the cosmos and could even open the door to new sources of energy or spacecraft propulsion. The idea that these lights may stand for anything more than just a civilization's necessary infrastructure is another important factor to take into account. In the event that the lights are organized and ordered, there may be symbolic and communicative meaning to their arrangement. The pattern might be symbolic of artistic or cultural expressions ingrained in the nocturnal landscape of the globe, similar to monumental earthly artworks. The fact that these lights are visible to us at such a distance suggests that the civilization may be aware of how their actions look to be from a distance and may even be deliberately creating these lights as a means of communicating with other worlds. It's possible that the lights we see as artificial are intended to send signals or messages that we are unable to interpret. These signals may contain information about their technology, history, or even a request for conversation. Even if the lights are not meant to be a means of communication, their discovery begs the issue of whether sophisticated civilizations have accidentally released technosignatures. Our technological endeavors generate a range of observable signals on Earth, ranging from radio waves to emissions of infrared heat. It may indicate that many other planets in the cosmos may also be home to advanced civilizations that are unwittingly announcing their presence if the advanced society on Proxima b is ignorant of the signals they are emitting. Therefore, the discovery of city-like lights might prompt a more vigorous search for other inadvertent technosignatures in neighboring star systems, such as anomalous heat sources, strange electromagnetic emissions, or unique atmosphere compositions suggesting industrial activity. The tactics used in the hunt for extraterrestrial life would undoubtedly change if an alien civilization was found to be so near to our solar system. The finding may cause a paradigm change away from the decades-long practice of SETI, search for extraterrestrial intelligence, programs to passively listen for radio signals, and toward actively hunting for particular technosignatures using a variety of wavelengths and observational techniques. This may involve the creation of telescopes and sensors made expressly to identify the types of signals that a society can unintentionally emit. Such heat from excessive energy use or synthetic chemical compounds in planetary atmospheres. Technosignatures are becoming more and more important, and this might hasten the search for extraterrestrial life and increase our understanding of how life forms and changes in the universe. It's also interesting to investigate the possibility that Proxima b's lights are an example of energy collecting technology. If the lights are artificial, they might not just be used to light up the Earth, they might also be a component of a highly advanced energy distribution or collection system. The civilization may have created extensive photovoltaic systems, for example, that collect starlight and store energy for use at a later time. On the other hand, the lights might be connected to energy transmission systems that transfer energy across long distances or even between planets via focused beams. This would suggest a degree of technical progress much beyond anything that humanity has ever accomplished, offering important new perspectives on the more sustainable and effective use of energy. These technologies might potentially provide answers to some of the planet's most urgent energy problems if they could be researched or manufactured. Agricultural or biological applications might be another possible use for the lights. The civilization on Proxima B may employ artificial lighting to optimize crop development in low-light settings or maintain ecosystems in areas that do not receive enough natural sunlight, among other applications of artificial lighting to stimulate or control biological processes on a planetary scale. If true, this would point to a highly developed level of biological engineering and environmental management, demonstrating a society that actively modifies the planetary biosphere to achieve ideal circumstances. Rethinking agriculture and environmental sustainability globally might be sparked by studying such techniques, especially in regions with scarce arable land or harsh weather. The possible threat posed by the lights on Proxima B is one aspect that has not gotten as much attention in the early euphoria around the discovery. Although the prospect of discovering intelligent life close by is exciting, there are hazards involved. If the lights indicate the presence of a hostile or militaristic civilization, for instance, they may pose a threat to human safety in the event that we establish contact. They may see us as a rival or as something to be taken advantage of. It's also possible that internal strife exists inside the civilization, in which case the lights can indicate hostilities or other destructive activity. The existence of such risks might have a significant impact on how mankind approaches space travel by highlighting the necessity of vigilance and defensive readiness. The possible cultural and technological differences between humanity and the Proxima B civilization are also worth investigating. If they are markedly more developed than our own, it could lead to a situation akin to past interactions on Earth, in which societies with lower technological levels were subjugated by those possessing more advanced tools and knowledge. This brings up moral questions about how to interact with a culture that may be older and wiser. The difference may also result in a circumstance in which we are reduced to the role of a spectator, having little to no power to affect the connection. On the other hand, if the civilization is less developed, it presents moral questions regarding how humanity affects their progress and our need to refrain from harming them or upsetting their culture. Alternatively, it's possible that Proxima B's lights emanate from a non-native, human-originated species that invaded the planet instead of a local civilization. This begs the question of how comprehensive our knowledge of space history is. Could Proxima B have been visited long ago by Earth-based or other planet-based exploration expeditions or civilizations? If so, the timeline and scope of space exploration would need to be reconsidered. It could imply that extraterrestrial civilizations, other from the one that humans now inhabit, have traveled further than previously thought and may have left evidence of their presence on other worlds. Moreover, rather than being the result of biological living forms, the lights may be the result of automated or artificial intelligence-based systems. This raises the possibility that a robotic or artificial intelligence society may persist and carry out duties on its own long after the creators have disappeared. Questions concerning the nature of existence and intelligence are raised by such a scenario. Can AI-driven systems be regarded as a separate civilization if they are able to exist even in the absence of biological life? How would one communicate with such an entity if it weren't essentially the same as with biological organisms, and could they possibly be sentient? The idea of Proxima B's AI-driven lights may potentially lead to a completely new way of thinking about life and intelligence in the cosmos. Biological life forms have historically been the main target of the quest for alien intelligence, but it's possible that societies made up completely of artificial entities exist more frequently than we think. If this were the case, it may significantly change the course of humankind's technological advancement, as it would make the transition to a post-biological or hybrid form of existence appear more desirable or possible. The lights on Proxima B may represent a stage of technological development that mankind may eventually arrive at, providing a window into the future that lies ahead for us. The idea that the lights may represent a component of a wider cosmic signal network, a kind of interstellar communication system used by different sentient civilizations around the galaxy, is one of the more fascinating but more theoretical ideas. In this scenario, the lights on Proxima B may be part of a massive network intended to transport data over astronomical distances rather than serving any practical use for the planet itself. This may indicate that alien cultures cooperate and coordinate with one another, indicating that spacefaring civilizations are not isolated entities but rather actively participate in knowledge sharing and group growth. Finding such a network would indicate the presence of a galactic internet or communication grid linking far-off worlds, which would fundamentally alter our concept of civilization in the universe. Concerns over the type of information being communicated would also arise from the possible presence of an intergalactic communication network. What kinds of information might be transferred via this network? Would it be information from science, artifacts from culture, or even lessons from philosophy? If extraterrestrial civilizations have been exchanging knowledge for millennia, then there may be enormous knowledge bases out there just waiting to be tapped into. These reserves could speed up human advancement in fields like engineering and medicine, or even help us figure out long-standing existential questions about the nature of reality, time, and consciousness. Considering the intriguing potential that the lights on Proxima B could hold, both public and private sector funding for space-based projects devoted to studying this phenomena is probably going to soar. Follow-up observations and flights would naturally be of interest to space organizations such as NASA and ESA, but private businesses with the means and aspirations to explore deep space may also seize the chance to participate. In order to develop the technology required to reach Proxima Centauri more rapidly, new alliances between governments, commercial enterprises, and academic institutes might hasten the timescale for human interstellar travel. The James Webb Space Telescope found an alien signal from Proxima B. This is a major turning point in human history. It is the first time that we've found a possible sign of alien intelligence from a planet outside our solar system. Not only is this an amazing accomplishment for modern astronomy and science, but it also has huge effects on how we think about life in the world and our place in it. The signal came from Proxima B, a planet in the habitable zone of its star, Proxima Centauri, which is the nearest star to the Sun. This makes the finding even more interesting. Finding the aliens opens up new ways to study and explore, and it raises the chance that we are not alone in the universe. Before we begin, click the like and subscribe buttons to get more news. Proxima B was found in 2016 and orbits Proxima Centauri at a distance that might let liquid water exist on its surface. This makes it one of the best places for life to exist. Scientists have thought about what life might be like on this planet since it was first discovered, but until now, there was no solid evidence that life existed there. Finding a strange signal coming from this planet is both a technical achievement and an exciting time for everyone. We've always been interested in the idea of alien societies, and this discovery brings us one step closer to proving what was once just a science fiction idea. The James Webb Space Telescope is a cutting-edge tool that will be launched in December 2021 and will allow us to see farther into the universe than ever before. It can pick up weak signs from stars and planets far away, gathering detailed information about their atmospheres, compositions, and even possible biosignature chemicals that show life processes. Scientists took notice right away when the telescope picked up a signal from Proxima B that was out of the ordinary. This wasn't just any signal, it was so complicated that it couldn't have come from natural events in space, like star flares or pulsar emissions. Instead, it looked like it was purposely made, which raised the intriguing chance that it might be a message from a smart society beyond our solar system. The first thing that had to be done to analyze the signal was to rule out influence from sources on Earth. Radio waves from human technology or satellites can sometimes look like alien signals. But after a lot of research, the team at NASA and other participating institutions confirmed that the signal was coming directly from Proxima B. It had a frequency and pattern that had never been seen before. This find makes us think about how life could interact across interstellar distances. It also makes us think that, if there are people living on Proxima B, their tools may be much more advanced than ours. The fact that Proxima B is only 4.24 light-years away is one of the most exciting things about this finding. It's close enough that future trips could possibly get there in a few decades if rocket technology improves. In theory, we could not only react to these signals, but we might also try to physically visit this nearby star system in the near future. Making touch with an alien society that is so close to our own solar system would have huge effects on our lives. It could completely change how we think about how our species has changed over time and start a new age of exploring beyond the stars. The fact that the James Webb Space Telescope picked up this signal also says a lot about how advanced current space technology is. The telescope is much more accurate and has a much wider field of view than its predecessor, the Hubble Space Telescope. This lets scientists see tiny changes in the light and energy coming from faraway stars. Finding the signal from Proxima B shows that James Webb could find out things about the universe that we didn't know before, like what kinds of things are on faraway exoplanets and whether there is life elsewhere in the universe. It's easy to see why this event has caused so much joy, but it also brings up a lot of questions. If the signal really does come from a smart society, what is their message about? Are they trying to talk to us, or is it just something that their technology does? More readings aren't enough to figure out what this signal means. We need a whole new way of thinking about how to understand contact from other planets. The past of communication systems on Earth, from smoke signals to radio waves, shows that the ways that people share knowledge can change a lot over time. It's possible that Proxima B's message is signed in a way that we don't fully understand yet. Also, finding this signal makes us wonder what kind of life there is on Proxima B. Is there just one society, or are there many kinds of life there? Proxima B is in the habitable zone of its star, which means that it has the right conditions for liquid water, which is necessary for life as we know it. But the fact that Proxima Centauri is so close also makes things difficult. Strong solar flares from this star are known to wipe out planets' atmospheres or make them uninhabitable. If life has evolved on Proxima B, it could be very different from life on Earth. For example, it might be more resistant to radiation or depend on a completely different kind of biology. One of the most interesting ideas is that the signal picked up by the James Webb Telescope could be the first sign of very advanced alien technology. If there is a society on Proxima B that is clever, they may have developed skills that are far beyond what we can understand now. While the signal itself could be a way to communicate, it could also be a sign of something else, like a way to move, make energy, or even travel between stars. Finding the signal could be the first step toward finding tools that could completely change the way we do science and technology. Think about what it would be like to learn from a society that has had thousands or millions of years to improve their knowledge of the world. This finding also makes us think again about the famous Fermi paradox, which asks why we haven't found proof of intelligent alien civilizations yet if they are likely to exist. Based on the signal from Proxima B, it looks like at least one of these civilizations might be nearby in space. It's possible that other signs have been missed or taken the wrong way in the past. It's still very hard for us to find life in other universes because they are so big. The James Webb Telescope may have found this signal, which could be the first step toward solving the Fermi paradox. This would show that intelligent life does exist, even if it is rare. The effects on both science and thought are very big. For thousands of years, people have looked up at the stars and wondered if they are the only ones in the world. A long-held belief that Earth is the only place where life began in the universe has been called into question by the finding of an alien signal. This event could start a new era of research into how life began, not just on Earth, but all over the world. It makes us think deeply about the nature of being, awareness, and how life on other planets has changed over time. Could life on Proxima B have evolved in a way that is similar to how life on Earth has evolved, or could it have evolved in a way that is very different? It also makes us think about what it means to meet alien societies and what that means for our morals. Should we do something about the signal? If so, how? There are reasons to be careful, since talking to an alien culture could lead to things you didn't expect. We don't know what they want or how powerful they are, and it could be dangerous to try to communicate with a more advanced society. Others, though, say that the chance to learn from a society that lives beyond our own is too good to pass up. Making touch could lead to a sharing of information that is good for both cultures and could help us learn more about science, technology, and maybe even philosophy. Not only will finding this alien signal have important scientific and philosophical effects, but it will also have a big culture effect. The idea of life on other planets has been a part of human myths and stories for thousands of years. Ancient myths and current science fiction could be changed by the discovery of an alien signal from Proxima B. It could lead to new stories and ideas about the universe and our place in it. It might get people all over the world interested in space travel, science, and technology again, which would be amazing. Finding the signal also has strategic effects on the world around us. As more money is put into space research by countries around the world, a new kind of space race could start if an alien society is found. Countries may fight to make the technology needed to read the signal or even go to Proxima B. At the same time, this could lead to unprecedented cooperation between countries as people try to make sense of this amazing finding. The search for life beyond Earth is a worldwide effort, and the finding of a signal from Proxima B shows how important it is for countries to work together in space research. This new information makes us question not only what we know about the world scientifically, but also how we think about and feel about it on a deeper level. People have long found comfort in the idea that they are special, both as a species and as a world. Earth has been thought to be unique because of its complicated ecosystems, biodiversity, and the growth of human society. This idea is fundamentally challenged by the idea that there could be intelligent life on Proxima B or any other world. If intelligent life can start and grow in other places, it means that the processes that made life possible on Earth are not as special as we might have thought. Life might not be a cosmic accident, but rather the result of the right circumstances. The social effects of this finding are very important. People have a strong desire to know where they fit in the world. Many people find it both exciting and scary to think that we are part of a bigger group of intelligent beings in the universe. On the one hand, the idea of contacting a foreign society could give people a sense that they are part of something bigger than themselves, a web of intelligent life that spans the stars. On the other hand, it calls into question the existential confidence that our species is unique and in charge. If there is intelligent life in the world besides us, we have to think about what our place and purpose are in the grand scheme of things. Also, this finding changes the way we think about what it means to be alive and smart. A lot of our search for life on other planets has been based on what we know about life on Earth. Scientists often look for planets with conditions like Earth's, an atmosphere, liquid water, and a stable temperature range. This is because we think that for life to thrive elsewhere, it would need the same things that make life thrive here. The signal from Proxima B, on the other hand, makes us think that life could exist in ways we have never seen before. What if the smart beings sending this message don't use carbon-based life like we do? There could be very different ways for them to communicate and use technology depending on their surroundings and how they evolved. This forces us to think about the idea that not only could life exist on planets we thought couldn't support it, but intelligence itself might show up in ways we haven't even thought of yet. Because Proxima B is so close to its star, it's more likely that the surface of the planet is exposed to very high levels of solar radiation. This could have caused any life that existed there to change in very different ways from life on Earth. To live on Proxima B, the beings there may have created complex ways to change energy, which has led to technology advances we can't even begin to understand. This finding also changes what we think we know about technology and conversation. The signal picked up by the James Webb Space Telescope could be a way of communicating that is much more complicated than anything we've ever seen. The information could be stored in ways that are hard for us to understand, maybe using math and science that we don't fully understand yet. This makes it more likely that the people who live on Proxima B have been talking to each other over very long distances for thousands of years, and we are just now starting to figure out what they are saying. What are they really trying to say? This is one of the most important questions. The message could be a simple hello from another world, or it could have a lot more information in it. In an ideal world, it would have information that could help us learn about their biology, science, and society. If we could share our information with a society from another world, it could lead to scientific progress on Earth that has never been seen before. Imagine what we could learn about physics, energy, or even health from a species that has studied the world for hundreds or thousands of years longer than us. Their knowledge could completely change the way people live. The other side of this signal is that it could be something completely harmless or even an accident. Sometimes what we think we've seen isn't really an attempt to communicate, but rather the result of alien technology that we don't fully understand yet. If this is true, it shows how advanced this society may be, so advanced that the signs they send every day are strong enough to be picked up light years away. In spite of that, this find would be very important because it would show how advanced their technology was and how their society was doing. Another important thing to think about is how finding this signal might change the way we explore and live in space in the future. Because Proxima is so close, it will be a great target for future trips. In the past, people have mostly gone into space because they were interested in science and wanted to find resources. But if there is intelligent life on Proxima B, we need to completely change how we explore the world. We would have to come up with rules for how to interact with an alien society, including moral guidelines for contact and careful thought about the possible outcomes of interacting with a species whose goals and skills we don't fully understand. Finding an alien signal also makes people think about how people around the world will react to such an event. In a time when countries like the US, China, and Russia are competing for space research supremacy, how will this finding affect the relationship between these countries? The possibility of communicating with an alien civilization could start a new space race, with countries competing to be the first to set up communication or send missions to Proxima B. On the other hand, it could bring people around the world together as they realize how important this discovery is and how important it is to work together. If there is intelligent life on Proxima B, it might make us rethink what's most important to us as a species. We've been exploring space for decades because we want to grow humanity's presence beyond Earth. This is because we're worried about overpopulation, running out of resources, and the long-term viability of life on our home world. But if there is already intelligent life on close exoplanets, exploring space is no longer just a matter of survival, it's also a matter of morality and diplomacy. We would have to think very carefully about how our acts might affect other civilizations and the whole environment of intelligent life in the galaxy. The chance of cultural sharing is another thing to think about. If we can get in touch with the people on Proxima B in a useful way, we might be able to share our thoughts, art, literature, and beliefs. In the same way that contact with other cultures has changed the way people live together throughout history, contact with an alien race could completely change how we see ourselves and our place in the world. Imagine what it would be like to learn about a totally different culture that has grown and changed over time without being affected by Earth's past. This culture has been shaped by different social and environmental conditions. This could start a new renaissance of thinking as people are exposed to concepts and ideas that make us question what we think we know about life, society, and the world. At the same time, we need to be aware of the risks that might come with touch. It's possible that the signal from Proxima B is a call for peaceful contact, but we can't be sure. The society that sent it could be a threat. In human history, we can see that when societies at different stages of technological growth meet, it can sometimes lead to conflict, whether on purpose or by mistake. If the beings on Proxima B are much more advanced than we are, we need to carefully think about what might happen if we make contact with them and whether we are ready for the risks. One of the most important things about this finding is how it will change the search for life beyond Earth. However, the signal from Proxima B is a tantalizing hint that we are not alone. It also makes us wonder if there are intelligent societies on other worlds in the universe. The fact that an alien signal was picked up says that there may be many more waiting to be found. This finding could bring the search for life beyond Earth back into the spotlight, with more money and tools being put toward scanning the skies for signs from other exoplanets. In this way, the James Webb Space Telescope has already shown its worth. But in the future, other telescopes and observatories could build on this success by making tools that are even better at finding signs of life all over the world. Also, finding this signal from Proxima B could make scientists look back at data and studies they made in the past. Because of the way our technology was at the time, there may have been signs that we missed or got wrong. If scientists think that there might be an alien society not too far away, they might look at data from earlier trips again in the hopes of finding new clues that could lead to more discoveries. That could be the start of a new era in which we actively look for signs from other worlds instead of just waiting for them to come to us. What this finding means for how we think about the history of the world is also important. If there is intelligent life on Proxima B, it means that life may have started much earlier than we thought in other places. Proxima B goes around Proxima Centauri, a star that is much older than our Sun. It would be hard for us to believe that life in the world began millions or even billions of years ago if life on Earth had a head start. It's possible that civilizations have been growing and falling all over the galaxy for a very long time, and we are just now learning about them. If there has been life on Proxima B for millions or even billions of years, it means that civilizations could last much longer than we thought. There are some exciting new ideas about how long intelligent life might live, but there are also some scary stories. Could a society only last for a certain amount of time, either because of nature or man-made limits? Like the problems we're having on Earth right now, advanced alien societies may have had problems with survival, environmental damage, or even self-destruction. Finding out how they dealt with or failed to deal with these problems could teach us a lot as we try to build a global society that lasts and is successful. If an alien signal from Proxima B is found, it could help us understand not only how a distant society works now, but also how it has changed over time. Scientists could figure out when technology started to develop on Proxima B by looking at the signal's properties and the planet's surroundings. If we can figure out some parts of their history, we might be able to see similarities between how our society grew and how theirs did. This kind of cosmic comparison between different cultures would be the first of its kind. It could help us answer long-standing questions about what causes technological societies to grow and whether there are universal patterns that guide the growth of intelligent life. There will be a lot of study into how technology has helped extraterrestrial cultures stay alive and grow after this finding. The signal itself could tell us a lot about the technological skills of the beings on Proxima B. For example, if the signal shows signs of very efficient energy transmission, it could mean that they have mastered ways of making and using energy that are far beyond what we currently understand. This then makes me wonder if advanced societies can find long-lasting, clean energy sources that would help them avoid the environmental problems we have on Earth right now, like using too many fossil fuels or destroying natural environments. The presence of an alien society that has been very advanced in technology for a long time could give us ideas for new ways to advance our own technology. If we can figure out some parts of their technology from the signal, it could help us make big steps forward in areas like space travel, energy, materials science, and artificial intelligence. For example, understanding how a more advanced society collects and spreads energy could lead to new ways of using renewable energy on Earth, which would help us deal with important natural problems like climate change and a lack of resources. Another place where we could use the help of a more advanced society is in spaceflight. If the people on Proxima B have created technologies that let them move between star systems or even talk to each other over very long distances, this could give us a glimpse of what the future holds for people on Earth. At this point, humans have only explored space within our own solar system. Traveling between stars is still a long-term dream due to the huge distances involved and the technological difficulties of making journey close to the speed of light. The finding of an alien society that has already solved these issues, on the other hand, could give us ideas and show us how to go beyond our solar system in the future. The signal could also have information about their ability to travel through space and about other livable worlds that might be in their star system or further away. Proxima Centauri is one of 3 stars in the Alpha Centauri system. The other 2 are Alpha Centauri A and B. If the society on Proxima B has looked into the stars nearby, it could tell us a lot about the chances of finding livable planets near these other stars. This would make our search for life beyond Earth's atmosphere go beyond a single planet and include the whole Alpha Centauri system and even further. Contact with an alien society could lead to useful technology advances, but it could also have huge effects on how we see ourselves as a species and on the future of human exploration. Finding life on other planets would be humbling because it would tell us that we are a small part of a very large, connected universe that is full of secrets and opportunities that go far beyond our own. As people around the world try to come to terms with the fact that we are not alone, this could lead to a renewed sense of global teamwork and unity. Usually, countries like the US, Russia, China, and the EU lead the way in space research because it is in their own best interests to do so. If, on the other hand, intelligent life is found somewhere else in the universe, the focus could change from competition to working together. The stakes are too high, and sharing information and helping each other out is too possible for one country to take over the project. The signal from Proxima B could lead to a new era of international cooperation in space travel. Scientists and governments from all over the world would work together to study the signal, create new technologies, and eventually get in touch with the alien society. Scientists and politicians have been interested in the idea of interstellar relations for many years. Finding an alien signal from Proxima B gets this made-up story one step closer to being true. If we can start a real conversation with the people on Proxima B, we will have to think carefully about how to handle this situation, which has never happened before. Do we send back right away, or do we wait to make touch until we have more time to study the signal? What do we want to say, and who speaks for everyone? The international community will need to give these questions a lot of thought because there are so many things at stake in making the first contact with a foreign society. The idea of exchange is one of the most important things to think about if you want to talk to an alien nation. If we send a message in reaction to the signal, we need to think about what they might do in return. Could they teach us something? What might they want to know about us? It's exciting to think about sharing information with a society from another world, but it also makes me think about what information we should share and what might happen if we release too much. We should be careful when sharing advanced technology with a developed society on Earth, and we should be even more careful when interacting with aliens whose intentions and skills we don't fully understand. The finding of the signal from Proxima B could also make people think more deeply about their moral duties in the universe. If there is intelligent life out there, we need to think about how our acts on Earth and in space might affect those lives. We might change how we treat the environment and technology if we realize that we are not alone in the world and are connected to other intelligent beings who may be affected by the choices we make. Realizing that we share the world with other intelligent life forms could push us to think about our progress as a species in a more long-term and sustainable way. This finding may also bring up the question of what space settlement means in terms of ethics again. As we get closer to putting down permanent bases on the Moon, Mars, and maybe even other celestial bodies, we need to think about how other alien cultures will see our activities. The signal from Proxima B shows that humans are not the only intelligent species in the universe. This should change how we explore and settle in space. We need to carefully weigh the possible benefits of increasing human presence in the solar system against the risks of upsetting alien environments or starting fights with other intelligent beings that weren't meant to happen. One very interesting thing about this finding is that the people who live on Proxima B might have very different morals, cultures, and societies from our own. People often think that advanced societies will share values like wanting to learn, work together, and live in peace. But the truth could be much more complicated. Because of their unique biology, past, and environment, alien societies may have grown and changed in ways that are very different from our own. With these differences in mind, it's important to think about how we will handle any possible contacts with aliens. Will we be able to find things we have in common, or will our differences make it hard for us to talk to each other and understand each other? We think about how different human cultures are and how important it is to promote mutual respect and understanding when we think about The chance of meeting a society with very different values and social structures. We must approach the idea of contact with an alien society with an open mind and a dedication to moral values, just like people have fought with cultural relativism, colonialism, and ethnocentrism here on Earth. This means we need to really consider what we mean when we talk about things like growth, intelligence, and society. We also need to be open to the idea that other intelligent species may have evolved in ways that are different from what we think and expect. If an alien signal from Proxima B is found, it could also have huge effects on how we think about religion and faith. The idea that Earth is unique and that people have a special place in the world has shaped human beliefs for thousands of years. If intelligent life is found on another planet, it could change these views. This would force religious and spiritual groups to deal with the idea that life, and maybe even awareness, exists in other parts of the universe. This could make people rethink long-held beliefs about how the world was made, what part humans play in it, and whether God can get involved in the lives of other intelligent beings. Proxima B, a planet near us, was just seen in the clearest possible light by the James Webb Telescope. This new image depicts a region that resembles Earth but is dangerously unstable because to extreme temperature swings and radiation. With this intriguing image, a major question arises: may life exist on Proxima B? It is situated in an area that may contain water, leading us to wonder if life may exist there. Join us as we explore this intriguing riddle, which could lead to the discovery of an extraterrestrial civilization poised to conquer and permanently alter our planet. A planet like ours, but full of difficulties. Proxima B, the nearest exoplanet to Earth, is one of the most promising worlds that scientists have discovered in their hunt for planets like Earth. We are able to see this planet more clearly now because of the James Webb Space Telescope. Although it resembles Earth somewhat, there are also significant distinctions. The planet revolves around Proxima Centauri, a star that is located more than 4 light-years away. Although we can't travel that far with existing technology, there are plans for missions that might get us closer. Scientists are looking through new data when they discover an enigmatic signal from Proxima B that may indicate extraterrestrial life. We confront both enormous obstacles and fascinating opportunities as we learn more about it. Although it's close enough for us to think about exploring, its environment is harsh and dangerous. However, that's not the worst aspect. We still have a lot to understand, but certain of its properties make one seriously wonder if life may survive there. This planet is very close to Proxima Centauri. It takes it 11.2 Earth days to complete an orbit around its star. The fact that it is located in its star's habitable zone makes it much more fascinating. This region surrounds a star where circumstances may let liquid water to exist, which is necessary for life as we know it. Both scientists and the general public are very excited about this revelation. This planet is fascinating because of its delicate balance. Some elements seem to make it ideal for life, while others would render it uninhabitable. It is probably tidally locked, which means that one side of the planet is always facing the star and the other side is always in the dark. This is another major issue. Thus, it is possible for one side to be exceedingly hot and the other to be extremely cold. The question of whether life could exist there yet stands despite these harsh circumstances. This planet challenges us to reconsider our understanding of the severe environments in which life can exist. Not only that, though. The telescope and the espresso spectrograph are examples of new technology that has made studying far-off worlds like this one easier. These tools aid in our comprehension of the planet's physical features and even provide hints as to whether life may exist there. In an intriguing endeavor known as Starshot, scientists want to discover more about worlds similar to our own by sending small probes to Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system. This endeavor demonstrates our dedication to space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial life. It's not an easy journey to this planet, though. However, human ingenuity never stops pushing the envelope and venturing into uncharted territory. The Starshot initiative is massive in scope. We would need to spend as much energy as the entire US would need to launch these probes, but for only 10 minutes or so. The probes would take 20 years to reach Alpha Centauri after they were launched into orbit. Upon their arrival, they would have approximately 2 hours to gather and transmit all the necessary data back to Earth. It would take an additional 4 years for the data to get to us, making long-distance communication exceedingly difficult. However, the potential benefits are also enormous. If this planet's exploration is successful, it may alter our perception of who we are and where we fit in the cosmos. Maybe we'll discover more about the formation and evolution of planets outside our solar system, as well as whether life exists elsewhere. Upon completion of this mission, we will have a better understanding of worlds similar to Earth and be able to respond to one of the most important questions facing humanity. Are we the only ones in the universe? We are pushing the envelope of what is conceivable when we imagine new planets. How we want to quickly explore far-off planets, but exploration entails responsibilities. We will need to think carefully about moral issues if we ever choose to travel to or perhaps settle on other worlds. What obligations do we have when it comes to investigating and maybe altering the ecosystem of another planet? Regardless of how basic they may be, how can we ensure that we don't damage or disturb any potential life forms there? But this won't be our greatest obstacle. The act of exploring this planet itself marks the start of a new phase in humankind's quest for knowledge. Though its harsh surroundings serve as a reminder of the huge obstacles ahead, its Earth-like attributes give us hope. We are learning more about it than we could have ever imagined thanks to the devices we are employing, like as the telescope and other cutting-edge equipment. The initiative demonstrates our commitment to exploring far-off worlds and pushing outside our comfort zones in order to learn more about what conditions are necessary for a planet to support life. Even in situations where the path ahead appears unattainable, humanity's innate curiosity to discover the unknown keeps us moving forward. We are delving into some of the greatest mysteries of the universe as we investigate not only far-off planets like this one, but also massive black holes at the centers of galaxies, including our own Milky Way. It's incredible how something as strong as a black hole can remain concealed in space itself, giving us only a hint of the deepest mysteries of the cosmos. Superstring theory studies the tiniest components of the cosmos and has the potential to explain anomalies that are beyond the purview of conventional science. For example, it might clarify the peculiar properties of black holes, which defy the laws of gravity and quantum mechanics. Scientists aim to find answers to important issues regarding the origins and structure of the universe by utilizing the theory to investigate black holes. But it's difficult to investigate black holes. Because these large objects don't emit light, they are invisible to standard observational instruments. Research is more difficult and unclear since scientists have to rely on indirect approaches, such as seeing how neighboring stars and gas behave around them. The theory itself is also complicated. It states that vibrating strings, not microscopic dots, are the smallest components of matter. This theory attempts to bridge the difficult physics gap between Einstein's general relativity and quantum mechanics. In addition, the theory proposes that there are 10 dimensions, which is 6 more than the 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time that humans normally experience. It is difficult to demonstrate the existence of these extra dimensions since they are assumed to be so densely packed that we are unable to directly observe or measure them. More difficulties are added by theoretical concepts like wormholes, which are space-time tunnels that may connect various regions of the universe. The instability and near impossibility of studying wormholes make it much more difficult to verify their existence. This implies that a large portion of our knowledge regarding black holes and related subjects is still theoretical. To gain a deeper understanding of them, we rely on developments in both observational technology and theoretical physics. The theory even proposes a reimagining of the Big Bang, speculating that our universe may have originated from a cosmic birth or collision with another universe. It suggests that wormholes might serve as passageways between various temporal and spatial dimensions. Wormholes have the potential to alter our understanding of the cosmos and even reveal that black holes are portals to other realms if they are real and stable. Here's a crazy thought, though. Is it possible that the entire universe is inside a black hole that is a component of a larger universe? This would be a radical departure from our fundamental conceptions of origins and existence. Our curiosity keeps growing as we delve further into these cosmic mysteries, which motivates us to study more about the cosmos. Betelgeuse is one of the stars that scientists have been keeping a careful eye on since it has recently displayed striking brightness variations. Astronomers have noticed this and are speculating that it may soon burst into a supernova. These variations in brightness put our understanding of stars to the test and get us closer to seeing an amazing and uncommon occurrence that might light up the sky for weeks at a time. The dynamic changes occurring in its life cycle are highlighted by the recent increase in brightness observed by the telescope. This star, which is part of the constellation Orion, used to light steadily, but it has recently become much brighter, standing out in the night sky. This is not a tiny change, rather, it indicates significant variations in the star's temperature, mass, or energy output, demonstrating the extreme unpredictability of stars like it. Scientists and amateur stargazers alike are paying closer attention to it as it gets brighter. We are tracking every little change in its behavior to gain additional insight into the star's life cycle. We are obtaining important insights into how stars evolve thanks to instruments like the telescope, which also provides a stunning spectacle for night sky watchers. We become aware that our understanding of the enormous cosmos and its stars and other celestial things is limited to a small portion of the whole. The reality of what is actually happening in space frequently differs from our expectations of what we could observe there. Consider neutrinos, which are minuscule particles with nearly zero weight that are frequently disregarded. However, these particles are very important to a star's life. Something significant is about to occur when a star like it approaches the end of its life and prepares to burst into a supernova. This is indicated by more than just light. It's possible that neutrinos, which hardly ever interact with other matter, will be the first indication when something is going to explode, providing us with a heads up before our eyes can detect anything. Huge amounts of neutrinos are emitted when a supernova explodes and the star's core collapses due to gravity. These particles have the ability to almost instantaneously escape the star's core and go through space at the speed of light. Because it takes longer for light to travel through the star's bursting layers, neutrinos can reach Earth hours or even days before the supernova's light does. The end of a faraway star could soon light up our night sky. The dark future of our night sky scientists discover these neutrinos not only confirm that the star has transformed into a supernova, but also provide important hints about what's going on inside the star during its latter stages. Observatories worldwide, such as the IceCube Observatory in Antarctica and the Superkamiokande in Japan, are searching for these elusive particles. It would be a tremendous accomplishment to detect neutrinos from it. It has only ever been done twice. The first occurrence occurred in 1987, when scientists discovered neutrinos from supernova 1987A, which provided crucial information about how huge stars die. However, we're keeping an eye on more than just neutrinos. Astronomers are waiting for the precise moment when these particles will give us an early warning, as its brightness varies and its behavior is unpredictable. As soon as that occurs, the scientific community will act quickly, setting up telescopes all across the globe to record every aspect of the explosion. Its supernova, if it happens soon, would be one of the most significant astronomical events of our time. The information gathered, particularly from neutrinos, will have a long-lasting effect on our understanding of the stars even after its light fades. The influence of a supernova, however, goes beyond what can be studied by scientists. Imagine stepping outside and seeing something brighter than Venus in the night sky, so bright it could cast shadows at night. That's what may happen when it bursts, and that's not a scene from a science fiction movie, it's a very real danger that could happen soon. Jupiter, the huge planet, just gained 2 more moons to its already enormous group. Scientists get new insights about the growth and evolution of planets and moons in our solar system with each new moon discovery. After Jupiter, focus went to Saturn, one of the most gorgeous planets noted for its majestic rings and many moons. To investigate it closely and obtain critical information, the spaceship had to make a very delicate motion. This wasn't only to show off engineering talents, it was to avert a possible crash with Titan, Saturn's largest moon. As the spacecraft sailed by it, it identified 4 more moons, broadening our knowledge of the planet's reach. It also sent back detailed photos of the rings, providing scientists the best look ever at their structure. By the year 1990, Voyager 1, the famous spacecraft, shifted from researching our solar system to journeying into the great unknown of space beyond it. This wasn't just a modest adjustment, it was a major jump into realms we had never explored before, motivated by our natural curiosity and quest for discovery. One of Voyager 1's biggest successes was obtaining a family photo of our solar system from a distance of 6 billion kilometers away. The planets appear in this image as tiny specks against the infinite blackness of space. This sobering picture serves as a reminder of our tiny place in the cosmos and the significance of caring for Earth, our one and only home. However, this wasn't the most unexpected choice. Following this amazing image, NASA took the emotional decision to switch off its cameras. As it traveled farther into deep space, this allowed the mission to concentrate more on gathering and transmitting crucial data rather than capturing images. It now silently travels through the heliosphere, the solar disk's outermost region, and into the interstellar medium without the use of its cameras. We now know a lot more about the unknown realm beyond our solar system and our solar system thanks to its voyage. Something genuinely incredible occurred by the year 2000. It formally left our solar system and entered interstellar space. This wasn't just a technical win, it was a historic moment for humankind. Our first spacecraft had been launched into uncharted territory outside of our solar neighborhood. People all throughout the world were thrilled when NASA announced the news in the year 2000, since it represented a significant advancement in space exploration. That was not, however, the biggest surprise. Even though it is still powered by technology from the 1970s, it continues to transmit important data from space. It currently takes 2 days for any signal it sends to reach Earth, demonstrating its incredible distance. This delay illustrates more than just the increasing physical separation. The farther it gets away, the more it serves as a reminder of how brittle the bond is. It represents both the immensity of space and the difficulty of maintaining contact with the furthest point from Earth for humans. Its lonesome journey serves as a reflection of our own never-ending quest for knowledge about the universe, serving as a reminder of both the mysteries of space and our yearning to explore it. Recent observations reveal some intriguing alterations in it that may indicate this star is approaching a massive explosion known as a supernova. With the use of sophisticated instruments, astronomers have observed that it is losing its typical round shape. Rather, it appears rather asymmetrical, which could indicate that the star is highly active. These morphological changes are significant because they may indicate that the star is preparing for a supernova. However, predicting the precise moment of explosion remains extremely difficult, even with these hints. This kind of massive star contains a complex mixture of nuclear processes, gravity, and energy fluxes. Scientists are still unsure of the precise moment at which the star's core will collapse and cause an explosion. Adding to the difficulty, stars such as it undergo changes over extraordinarily extended timespans, thousands or even millions of years at a time. Therefore, even while these existing indicators suggest that the star will eventually explode, they don't provide scientists with enough information to pinpoint the exact moment on a calendar. However, that is not the main obstacle. Our ability to view these stars is limited, even with the most advanced technologies. The inner workings of stars are hidden from view by even the most powerful telescopes, which can only view their outer layers. The true action, where supernova occurrences originate, happens in the core, which remains hidden from view. To comprehend what's truly going on inside it as it prepares for a probable supernova, astronomers utilize computer models and simulations. They feed in the data they've acquired and try to reproduce what might be happening. But since stars are so complex, even the best models are only educated guesses and contain a lot of uncertainty. Even still, the thought of a supernova thus near to Earth excites astronomers. Scientists will have a unique opportunity to witness up close how stars die and what that process looks like if it explodes. We would learn a great deal more about the life and death of stars from events like this. However, there's something much more intriguing to consider. How will its explosion affect Earth? Though close to Earth in space, it is still a very long way from us at roughly 643 light years. This space serves as a cushion, shielding us from any significant damage. A significant concern arises when we investigate the enigmatic planet Proxima B. Is it acceptable to run the risk of damaging another planet just for scientific purposes? Remember to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment with your thoughts.